Well guys, what's up? This is the best video that I get to do in my job. It's called New Bike Day because you're either about to receive your bike or have just received it. So I just want to firstly thank you. It means a lot that you've chosen to ride with us. We're a family business. I started this thing in 2005. My mum works here, my dad, Lisa, the sales manager at PWS, is my cousin. And then we have a few dozen other staff that are a great team. And yeah, it really is a family business. So it means a lot to us. We're independent, we're underdogs. We compete against much larger competitors. You've probably heard me drum that into you over the process of getting to know us, but I just want to say massive thank you. Awesome news that you're getting ready. The whole purpose of this video is there's a bit of admin, so please watch it, and then a few little how-tos and tips and tricks. So let's get into the admin, the boring stuff. Please, if you have any questions, you need to contact us. You want to go through the common FAQs even and get yourself prepared to learn about your bike, go over to support.brupmotorcycles.com. That's the best way to get in touch with us. You can submit a ticket. The team are, we've got multiple people checking the tickets every day live on there. They'll either write back to you on SMS or email, or they can call you. So please check that out. The second thing is you would have received an email with your proof of purchase. Now in the subject, it might have proof of purchase or VIN allocation. Dirk and the logistics team, once they've allocated your motorcycle to a truck or a delivery time, a collection time, if you're picking it up, they'll send that email out. So it'll either come a day or so before your delivery or most likely a day after delivery. So please stay patient. If it's been more than a day since your bike has been received and you haven't got that email, please check your junk and your clutter and then get in contact with us through support.brupmotorcycles.com. Click on a ticket. You can also just go contact us on the Brup website and that'll all go there as well. So please, yeah, get that proof of purchase. You got to click on the big button on that email and download it as a PDF. You need that for registration, and it's great for you to have on file as well if your bike ever gets stolen or anything like that. Now, if you are registering your bike, especially if you're interstate, like nearly everyone is, our goal is to make you feel as local as possible. Everything we do is online now, so we're trying to make you feel like you're in our showroom and you're here with us, even though you're interstate and this is online. But please, before you register your bike, go to support.brupmotorcycles and just type in the question and answer section, type in how to register your motorcycle, and there's a heap of info for each state on what documents you need. Especially in New South Wales, they're quite pedantic about what documents you take. So make sure you print them out, take them along, and make sure you've got them before you arrive at the transport office. I think that's all the admin, so make sure that you've got all your FAQs, make sure you've read that email, make sure you've watched this video on how to use your bike, and just basically enjoy it. Please, the first part of riding is running your bike in. Please take it easy. Please be aware of your bike. Your tires are brand new, they're not brushed in. They could even have shine on them or an oil film. Please be responsible. We have done test rides here. Darren and the guys here do about 2 to 3 Ks on each bike, so they have ridden them. Should be all perfect. But like any motorcycle, I don't care if I've got a friend who just bought a $65,000 Ducati. He still makes sure that he's fully responsible for his bike before he leaves the showroom. So check your tires, make sure there's no oil on them. Check your chain, make sure the tension is okay. I recommend, because you've received your bike without being here, check your oil yourself to make sure there's oil in the bike, check that there's fuel, all those basics. Please give them a good check, make sure you know how to do that before you ride. And just be really aware on that first 500 Ks, you can do the speed limit, you can ride it to whatever speed you need to. Just don't rev the hell out of it, and just don't kill it on trying to be too aggressive on that first 500 Ks. Use it as a time for everything to bed in and for you to get to know the bike as well. So I'll show you a few of the bits and pieces now. Ethan will come over here. So starting your bike, first thing is your bike's not going to start with the stand down, so please kick your stand up. It's got a switch on it that won't let it start with the stand down, so kick your stand up, key on, red button down, that's off, that's on. Clutch in, you need your clutch in. Your choker's here, choke that way's on, that way's off. Easy as. You've got your neutral light there. You know it's a neutral, but I always let your clutch out nice and slow to make sure it is actually in neutral. You've got your fuel indicator here. You can tell that it's on empty, this bike. You've got your speedo here. It's on 147 Ks, this bike. Right here, you've got your high beams. You can see when you click that up, the blue light comes on, that's high beam. You've got a pass light here, so if your lights are on low beam, you can flash your lights there to pass. You've got your indicators here. Remember, like every motorcycle, you've got to push them in to turn them off. You see your indicator lights, so just make sure your indicators are working before you take off. Give them a check. You've got your horn down here. Make sure you get plenty of attention. Over here, you've got turn your lights off, standby or on. Yeah, this is lights on, this is standby, and this is off. I leave my lights fully on all the time. Don't be afraid to leave them on high beam too. You want to be seen as much as you can. That's personal preference. So yeah, over here as well, you see you've got your USB, you can plug your phone in. Be aware that that's potentially illegal in your state, so do that at your own risk. Obviously, we don't recommend it if it's not legal, but we leave that up to you. A lot of people get the quad locks and plug them in, and what you can do is if you have a quad lock and it is legal and you've decided that it's legal to have a quad lock, I've got one, and you can have your phone kind of there and wire your phone in with the USB, so that's pretty cool. You've got a sight glass for your oil here, and you've got your oil filler over here. So this is where you fill your oil. You might want to get yourself a little funnel set up. You can get a long skinny oil funnel so you can fill it up much easier. And you see here there's a low level and a high level on the hourglass. You want to make sure your bike is up straight and the correct amount of oil's there. Really important to keep the bike straight. We've had a lot of people, not a lot, I've had about 3 people in the last year put their bikes on the side and just fill their oil right to the top, which is terrible for the engine and will cause you problems. So please make sure your bike is in the center. You can feel the balance and then check your oil. Tightening your chain is the same as on some of our other models. Loosen the axle, and then you use these adjusters to move the wheel backwards and forwards, so either loosen or tighten your chain. You want about 1 to 2 fingers of movement on the chain right there. You can see here it's about sort of 5 to 15 mil movement. That's what I would normally look at if it was my bike. You don't want it tight like a guitar string, that's for sure. So please check that. If it's too tight, give it a bit of a loosen off. Your chain will stretch, especially when it's brand new. That first 500 Ks, the chain's going to stretch. So keep an eye on it. It's something that on every motorcycle, no matter the brand, no matter how much you've paid for it, you should be aware of your tyre pressures, your chain, the oil level on your bike. Obviously petrol, it sounds stupid saying it too. Yeah, please just check all that stuff. I know it's basic, but it is important. Check your tyre pressures as well. If you don't have you can use your valve as normal. But if you don't have a tyre gauge, go to the servo and you can do it there, and make sure that you've got your sort of, go onto the side of the tyre and you can see a recommended PSI. Otherwise, I normally run about 30 PSI in my road bike tyres to keep them firm. The other thing, guys, I really want you to make sure you check out these bolts here. This is our sample bike, so it's been around the block quite a few times with testing and stuff like that. But check these bolts here, make sure that they're tension. We do that here, but I want you to make sure you keep an eye on all these bolts here that hold the rear rego plate bracket in place. They cop a lot of vibration, so it's really important. They're Loctited and they remain tight. This is how you take your seat off, guys. So to get your key up under here, then lift from the front here. Then you got quite a bit of room here. Just be careful. You've got your fuses there. You got wires, so just be careful. Also, it's quite easy for stuff to push right forward. So it's good if you put something in here that's, got a bag or something around it. But it's quite a bit of room there. So check that out. And to put it back on, you can kind of see there's a pin there and some tabs at the back. So I normally put the back on first like that. Bang, done. Key out, you're good to go. Same with checking your petrol. Key in, it's up. There you go. So that's new bike day. Go out and ride, have fun. Enough of me talking, and talk soon. Right.